Ian Trottier here, CPAC DC, Citizen Media News. I've got Kim Klacik here and Michael Allers. Kim, you were going to congratulate somebody here. What's going on there? You congratulate who?
March. We're going to congratulate March by getting out of bed this morning. We love it.
So March brought me over two candidates here. We have a U.S. candidate for Congress. Is that right, Kim? And Michael, you're running for?
State rep in West Virginia.
State rep in West Virginia. Kim, when you get voted into Congress, what are you going to do?
Well, hopefully we can actually work across the aisle and do something in regards to the southern border. I would love to see that happen. I'm in the Baltimore area. We're being, devastated by the fentanyl crisis, like many inner cities across this country. And so we need to do something about that. Not only that, the illegal immigration issue. Our city just bought 2 hotels for housing, and that is on taxpayer dollars. So there's a lot of money being spent that is not being spent on Americans, and we the people, we deserve better.
You get into Congress, what would you do with the illegals that are already here?
Oh, well,
anything? Leave them?
No, I think Trump agrees. It's time to deport. We have to deport a lot of individuals that are here. We can't sustain this, right? Whether it's our resources in regards to health, healthcare, our hospitals are being overrun, not just at the border states, all across this country, but then also it's not sustainable financially. We're already down in a $1 trillion deficit, and here we are taking care of people that cannot vote, as they tell us. They're not part of this country, and they're not contributing members to society. So we have to do something about these illegal immigrants that are here, and I say take them back.
Mike, what are your thoughts?
Well, it directly impacts us as well. In West Virginia, we have the leading cause for fentanyl. Fentanyl deaths are happening all across West Virginia, so our two issues are linked.
You see this too, Kim?
Yeah. In Maryland, whether it's inner cities or rural,
right, yeah.
Fentanyl is spreading all over the country. We have to stop it, whether it's, running for Congress, running for state rep. On the state level and on the federal level, we could do more to fight illegal immigration.
Let me ask you this. The United States, part of the United Nations. Do you have any comments? Do you like that? Do you like the United Nations? Would you pull out of the United Nations? Any comments on the United Nations?
Well, I would think that President Trump has been talking about this a lot lately. Look, we need to do whatever we can when it comes to foreign policy. This administration currently, Biden, they have no idea what that they're doing. We were sold this lie that was his number one strength, was foreign policy. Obviously, it was a lie. We're spending way too much money overseas. And so, look, if we need to pull out of the UN, I trust that those that are in charge, whether it's with President Trump or those that are going to align with him and his cabinet, I trust their decisions. We saw what he could do when he was in office, and I think he did a great job keeping us out of wars.
Mike, some thoughts on big tech censorship?
Sure. Well, look, big tech, it's the number one issue of our time. They absolutely need to be broken up. I think big tech is just as big a danger to us as China is. 100%. It needs to be broken up. And I think the antitrust laws, in fact, Josh Hawley and J.D. Vance talk about this all the time, that we have to be more aggressive against these companies. Because if you want to find the epicenter of woke ideology that's being spread, it's being spread by big tech. Elections are manipulated by big tech, and they're teaming up with people like the UN to spread mass misinformation against conservatives.
All right, I'm going to throw something out here at both of you. I'd be surprised if you know this. But anyway, I've been researching deep state, right, for 7 years now. I started discussing this route down in Miami, 2016. CERN.
Keep your hand from
keep the hand in front of her. CERN, yeah, Roger, thank you. CERN, are you familiar with CERN in Switzerland?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a nuclear laboratory. It's kind of a laboratory research. Anyway, the www, so everything that Twitter and Facebook and that sort of is all running off of, the internet is off of the www. It was invented by Tim Berners-Lee out of CERN. So let me ask you this question here, Kim. During the lockdowns, right, we were prohibited from going to things like church, right? I mean, the only thing to save us is going to be church, right? We couldn't go to church. Okay. What are your thoughts on the social credit system?
A social credit system. Wow, that's an interesting question. Look, there's no doubt that the lockdowns, in my opinion, were unconstitutional. Like you said, we could not go to church, but we could go to the casinos and the liquor stores. Those were wide open. And so, look, I think a lot of people, whether they're Democrats, independents, libertarians, or Republicans, they don't want to see anything like the lockdowns again. I think there will be a lot more people that will stand up against it. And honestly, I don't know much about what's going on in Switzerland,
okay.
But I will take a look at it for sure.
Mike.
Yeah, I mean, same. I think both. I mean, even a lot of Democrats have admitted that it's wrong, and I think people were in a state of panic in terms of social credit and everything else.
Did you get the vax?
Did I get the vaccine?
Yeah.
I actually did.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I wasn't one of those people that was like 1, 2, 5. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I did it. I'm an educator. Did it to get back into school. My son was also young. And obviously I trust President Trump. President Trump signed off on it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. But the key is I didn't use my badge. I didn't say, oh my God, you got to get vaxxed too. I didn't do that. It was my personal choice, which is how it should have been pitched, which instead liberals used to beat us over the head with. In terms of social credit, anything that's based out of Switzerland, anything international, we have to focus on America first. We should completely get rid of, we should not hold. Look, we're part of the UN, we're part of the international community, but we need to start talking about us first. And without us, the UN wouldn't
Doesn't
even be.
exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The world wouldn't exist. If we were wiped out tomorrow, hunger, the world completely ends tomorrow.
Well
so
said.
we have the leverage, and President Trump understands that. He's a business guy.
Yes.
Kim, some final thoughts, final comments for viewers. Roger?
I got a question.
Okay.
Hey, Kim, if when you get elected this time, talk about FISA. Are you familiar with FISA?
Yes.
You know, it's coming up for a re-look, and there's some of the amendments that they want to make to it, like stopping the purchase of data that would require a warrant to get, and stopping the research or the pilfering of data from when you go to a coffee shop and things like. And those are 2 of the 4 main ones. Talk about FISA, please.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, there's no doubt that we have a lot of issues in this country. I think a big part of it is not just the fact that we're allowing our data to be bought and sold by, whomever, but it's also big government. And so there's a lot of issues that we have to tackle. I do like the fact that I think Congressman Corey Mills and others do talk about this often. And just so you guys know, when I get into Congress, that's the team that I'm on, okay? I'm an America First candidate. I will remain that. You will see me voting alongside Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Wesley Hunt, and Byron Donalds and others. We need a whole new generation on Capitol Hill.
Freedom Caucus.
Yes, a Freedom Caucus that will tackle these issues. We're excited because Congressman Andy Harris, our one Republican in Maryland, he also supports our race, so he'll be there also, and we have the support of Freedom Caucus. So, that's where I stand, and that's where I will continue to stand, and as long as we get more people like myself and Mike, even in the local office, we need to talk about these issues. We need to bring them up front, and that's why we need more regular average Joes to run for office. Enough with the establishment.
Mike.
Absolutely. I mean, whether it's federal, whether it's state house, the American First agenda has to go completely top down. And state government's just as important. That's where the change, almost directly impacts you.
Yeah, the local.
Exactly. And we have to all work together, and we have to build up, and we have to build the movement that's going to last beyond 2024, 2028, and goes on. And helps, again, all Americans first.
Mike, what is the most pressing issue? And we're going to take a few seconds left, but what is the most pressing issue that you see in West Virginia that you want changed?
Yeah, in West Virginia, education. So 2 things, education and healthcare. We're dead last in both. So we have to completely change that in order to compete. Unfortunately, West Virginia, like so many states, so many Trump-based states, jobs were moved to overseas. Talent keeps getting stripped from the state. They use the state for coal, but now we're pushing towards electric, trying to shut my state down. So we're losing resources all the time. Good teachers we can't recruit because they're going over the border to Maryland, to Virginia, because they pay $20,000 more. So it's up to us to fix this in West Virginia and get more jobs, because if we're able to save a state like West Virginia, we're able to do the same for Ohio and the Rust Belt, places in Pennsylvania, so the American First agenda is going to be felt directly if these issues change in West Virginia.
And the seat you're running for?
It's the 99th district in West Virginia. How's the
Where
delegates?
can viewers and listeners find you?
AllersForWV.com. That's ALLERSFORWV.com.
And Kim, some final thoughts from you.
Yep, KimKforCongress.com. You can go there. Twitter, it's Kim K Baltimore. Instagram is Kimberly Klacik, along with Facebook. And I'll just say this. This is our second time around. Before we ran in a D+34. Now we're running in a D+7 because we had redistricting. We can win this seat. We need to keep that majority in the House. We need to work on the majority in the Senate, because when President Trump gets back in the White House, we have to be able to support him.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Can I make one little
you got a drawing here.
Oh, wow. That was so fast.
Incredible.
Do you mind if I take a picture?
I
real
actually
quick?
look really
Yeah.
hot. This is great.
Can I take a picture real quick? Just one
Yes.
picture? That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Wait, did you want me in that? I don't know if you want me in that.
I love it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank
Here
you.
you go.
Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Kim.
March. Thank you.
Ian
Thank you
Trottier.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ian.
Anyway, so that'll be up on Citizen Media News.
Citizen
Okay.
Media News?
Yeah,
Perfect.
and my podcast is Discussions of Truth. You want a hat? You wear hats?
Yeah.
You want one? You can have my last hat if you want. It's my last hat. It's my last hat. I'll give you a beer koozie. Do you like koozies?
Yeah, I'll
Give
take
him a
one.
koozie.
I'll get a koozie.
Citizen Media